If this kind of psychology content helps you understand yourself more deeply, consider subscribing. This channel is for people who've always felt a little different. If life forced you to grow up early, you probably noticed it before anyone else did. You learned to stay calm while everything felt unstable. You learned to handle things you were never supposed to carry. And long before you had the words for it, something inside you matured faster than it should have. This isn't about being strong, and it isn't about being special. It's about what happens when responsibility arrives before safety does. Psychology doesn't see early maturity as a personality trait. It sees it as an adaptation. And if this was your story, there are certain effects you're likely still living with today. Before we talk about them, there's something important you need to hear. Growing up early doesn't mean you missed something because you were weak. It means your nervous system adjusted to an environment that didn't give you the option to be a child. That adjustment stays with you. Here's how it often shows up. The first effect is emotional self-reliance. You learned early that depending on others was unreliable. Maybe the adults around you were overwhelmed. Maybe they were absent, unpredictable, or emotionally unavailable. So your brain did the only logical thing it could do. It stopped reaching outward and started turning inward. As an adult, this looks like independence. You solve your own problems. You don't ask for help easily. You handle things quietly. But internally, it's not about pride, it's about safety. Your nervous system learned that needing too much was risky. So now, even when support is available, your instinct is to manage everything yourself. Not because you don't value connection, but because self-reliance once kept you stable. The second effect is hyper-responsibility. When life forced you to grow up early, you likely became the reliable one. The one who noticed what needed to be done. The one who anticipated problems before they happened. Psychology shows that children in unstable environments often develop heightened responsibility as a survival strategy. If you stay alert, if you stay prepared, fewer things fall apart. As an adult, this can look like competence. People trust you. They depend on you. They see you as capable. But inside, there's often constant pressure. A feeling that if you relax, something bad will happen. You're not just doing tasks. You're preventing chaos. That weight didn't come from ambition. It came from learning that stability depended on you. The third effect is emotional suppression. When you had to grow up early, your feelings often had to wait. There wasn't space for fear, sadness, or confusion. There were things to handle, problems to solve. So your brain learned to push emotions aside. Not permanently, just long enough to get through the moment. Over time, this became a pattern. As an adult, you might feel emotionally muted. You know something matters, but you don't feel it fully. Or you feel everything all at once. Later, when you finally slow down. Psychology understands this as emotional compartmentalization. It's not a flaw. It's what happens when emotions weren't safe to express at the time they appeared. Your system learned to delay feeling in order to function. The fourth effect is difficulty resting. True rest requires safety. And when you grew up early, safety was inconsistent or conditional. Even now, when nothing is wrong, your body may stay alert. You sit still, but your mind keeps scanning. You relax physically, but something inside stays ready. This isn't anxiety in the traditional sense. It's a nervous system that learned rest was temporary. Psychology shows that early responsibility often wires the brain for vigilance. You learn to stay aware, to listen for changes, to notice shifts in mood or environment. That awareness once protected you, but now it can make stillness feel uncomfortable. The fifth effect is maturity that others don't always understand. You may have felt older than your peers growing up, more serious, more aware. As an adult, you might still feel slightly out of sync. You don't resonate with superficial concerns. You think deeply. You notice patterns others overlook. This isn't because you're detached. It's because your brain was shaped by early complexity. Psychology recognizes that children who grow up early often develop advanced perspective-taking and emotional intelligence. You learn to read situations quickly, to understand unspoken dynamics, to adapt. But this can also create distance. Not everyone has lived at your level of awareness, and sometimes that makes connection feel rare. Here's the turning point most people miss. Growing up early doesn't mean you were meant to carry everything alone forever. It means your system learned to do so because it had to. The moment things begin to shift is when you stop asking, "Why am I like this?" and start asking, "What did this protect me from?" That question changes everything. It turns self-criticism into understanding. It turns exhaustion into context. It turns patterns into meaning. Healing doesn't begin with becoming someone new. It begins with recognizing why you became who you are. The resolution isn't dramatic, it's quiet. It's learning that you don't have to be alert all the time. That responsibility can be shared. That rest doesn't mean danger. It's allowing yourself moments of softness without guilt. Moments where you don't anticipate. Moments where you don't manage. Not because you're weak now, but because you're safe enough to be human. If life forced you to grow up early, nothing about you is accidental. Your strength was learned. Your awareness was earned. Your resilience was shaped by necessity. And while you shouldn't have had to grow up that fast, The fact that you did doesn't mean you lost your chance at ease. It means your system learned survival first. Understanding that is the beginning of learning something new. If this resonated, you're not alone in it. Many people are carrying adult minds, built in childhood conditions, and simply recognizing that truth is often the first moment things begin to feel lighter.